Hi. Yeah, hi. So I was just watching. I was playing on Backgammon Galaxy, and I noticed that Hideaki and Wilcox are playing. So I'm gonna just watch along with you guys and chat shit, and hope that my cats don't um, don't misbehave. Okay, so Wilcox is on the top, and Hideaki's 7-2 up. Manages to get missed. So obviously score is going to be a massive factor. So it's a 13-point match, so you need 6 points to win. That's going to go to the 10. Another 6-5. That's a bit much. So what do we do here? I mean, you could run from the 21 if you want to be crazy and keep maximum contact. So the winner of this match, if Wilcox wins this match, then he's going to get ever closer to the top of the pile. But because Hideaki is rated like almost 300, 200 and whatever points below him, I don't know how many points he will win. Okay, so the 6-5 and then an immediate cube and an immediate pass. 8-2, but so it's looking unlikely that Wilcox is going to win, and Hideaki will probably win maybe like 19 points, something like that. I did see on Facebook that Mark Olsen had mentioned that these guys were playing. Yeah, and it's nice to see people that are highly rated not just avoid each other, but just sort of have a kind of a back and forth. I hope you play this 2-1. I mean, really, you want to slot, you want to make the 11. That's what you want to do in the position. Yeah, but maybe it's too much to do that. Maybe it's too much. But he gets in and out. Um, 6-4. You could come to the 16 and then play 11-5. One play. That's going to hit. That's going to hit. 4-6 is going to come out. So Wilcox is just going to provoke as much contact as possible, being way down in the match. He's not scared of being cubed, and it's very unlikely that he's going to be cubed beyond his take point when he just can't afford to take. So that eventuality is unlikely. So he can pretty much play balls out. If I was playing quickly, I would clear the 11. I mean, maybe this is more builders, but then this allows him to run with a 5-6. So these guys are pretty much like the best players in the world. They both play like probably well under 3. I say that without having like any particular evidence on the part of Wilcox, but I'm pretty sure from hearing him commentate, I mean, well, I'm not sure, but just hearing what he has to say, and I heard him commentate on the US BGF match. recently, and he obviously is an extremely strong player. So this is going to be like a pay now, pay later. Or he's going to roll double 4 after this double 4. So he's going to be 1 pip up. Sorry, yeah, no, 16. What's 16 plus 84 is 100. Yeah, he's going to be 1 pip. It's going to be 1 pip up. After the roll, he lets out all the I mean, you can't. It doesn't look right to just clear and play these checkers into the 5 point. So you would leave 4 crossovers that all go to the 2 point with 6s. That's not so good. So if you're going to clear, you're going to semi-clear, you're going to make the 9 point and then play 2 checkers in, I think. I need to get a banana. That's just a reality. Give me a like. Do I get a like for this? Where's the camera? For this banana? Or part of the banana? I'll try and eat as decorously as possible. So what have we got here? We've got almost cube territory. So even though you're up in the match, when you're cubing in the race, 2 points is very useful to Hideaki. Well, fairly useful. But he's not stopping, which is probably reasonable. Although if you roll that, there's likely to be a cube. How likely is there to be a cube? How likely is the game going to be played out to the end without a cube being turned? That's like a mathematical question to which I don't know the answer, but I think it's unlikely. There's going to be so many goes, so many rolls where one player can get above whatever the cubing point is, like 70%. So is this enough? Okay. Well, that's a massive overshoot. You don't really want to roll double 6 anyway. It's like you feel a bit stupid. Okay, so it looks like Hideaki's going to take the points here. He's going to win, I'm going to guess he's going to win 19.46 points. So he'll go up to 2833. No, maybe more. 5-4, that's the kind of game that he wants, so Hideaki's going to have escaped, well, he would have escaped both checkers had Wilcox not rolled the hitting number. 5-4's going to hit, 3-2's going to make the 10, even though you don't want this checker on the 23 really, but what can you do? You're not going to give up making the 10 point. Or maybe you are. He's thinking about it. And if he thinks about it, I'm going to say he's got good reason to. So that's just going to go for the 9 point, playing with 1 blot, hoping to get missed, probably making the 18, yep. Now making the 5, and just hoping not to lose a shot. Okay, so that's one of the worst, if not the worst. Looks hideous. So do you dupe the 1 or do you give yourself an extra builder? I've really no idea. I think duping the 1 is sort of a false seduction. It's, it's like, do you really want to do that? If you get missed and you play 6 to 5, and just play 8 to 2, then you're more likely to be able to make the 2 point, which I suppose is what you want, since you're not going to get hit. But it's probably not a big difference between, so he goes for the duplications of the, I would have been hit, duplication of the 1. So Wilkes is going to come in on the furthest point back, I presume, but the 4 is not great. And this is another shot. Really you want to make the 8 point. You don't want to have to make the ace point and hit on the 2 point, because then you leave 2 blots. I mean, I presume you don't want to do that. That's how I see the position. But he could make the ace and play 8 to 4, in which case it's going to be very difficult for him to click to make his position safe next turn. Like 6s are all going to play from here, into there. And unless he rolls an exact 6-3, he's not going to be able to cover the man on the 4 point. So he goes for 2 down, which is another play I just didn't see. Now the question is, does Wilcox make the 2 point and hit on the 16, leaving 3 blots? Okay, no, he doesn't. That's probably what I would have gone for. So pick the play that I wouldn't play first. And if you can't find a good reason to play it, or well, it's often somehow kind of better to look at plays and then dismiss them in order to be able to get to the right place. So Wilcox is cute. This is a trivial take, and yeah, could well be a cube. I don't know. One thing I notice is that people tend to overcube just because they're down in the match. Now, that's not to say that this isn't cube. But now there's severe gammon potential. This is not a position you want to be in as blue. You want to be able to, so the idea here is to be able to duplicate some of the numbers that hit you on either of these points here. And what can you duplicate? Well, you couldn't really duplicate anything, so he had to give it 2 as well. And what he was trying to avoid was being double hit, and he did manage to avoid being double hit, which is good. That's going to make the 5 prime from the 8 point. That's a great number. If he can get miss with 2s, then he's got like reasonable chances of bringing the game home for 2 points. And if he can find a recube, then I'm going to give him a bonus lollipop when I next see him. So 5-3, that's still safe. So if we're blue, we're kind of presuming we've played well in the previous parts of the match, and I didn't see all of it, and we're getting to like a 50-50. We're much better after having pointed on him with the 4-3 and him having fanned. Okay, so there could be a recube. I don't know how. The question is, how long is he going to think about this? I don't think he's going to think about it that long. I think he's just going to roll. Just because. Why do I think that? Okay, so he's still thinking. Okay, now he's thought longer. So I think there are set sort of brain thinking times. Once your brain starts thinking for, let's say, over 12 seconds, then you're going to go into a deep think. So now he's been thinking for longer than 12 seconds. He's in deep thinking territory. And what he's looking at is how many numbers leave a shot. And okay, so he didn't think for that long. Now numbers do leave a shot, so there's kind of reasons to cube, because you want to protect yourself against not leaving the shot. The question is, do you have enough winning chances to cube? So if your opponent takes, he recubes to 8, and then he goes 10-9, so he will be 57% favourite. So he's getting basically 57% value on of the match. So his match equity, if he was to pass, would be 2 away, 11 away, which must be something like 7%. So he gets 57% of 7%, or 100 over 57 times 7. Bear with me. This is not bullshit, by the way. I really do. Well, I kind of understand. So 100 over 57 times 7. So actually the take point, let's say it was 100 over 50, the take point would be 14%. So the take point's going to be like 11, 12%. And it's definitely reasonable to think that white doesn't have 12%. Yeah. It's reasonable to think. So this is all based upon me guessing that the match equity. So if Wilcox was to pass this cube for 2, he would be trailing 11-2 in a 13-point match, meaning he would be 11 away to Hideaki's 2 away, which I think is about 7. I don't know why 7 keeps coming to mind. It could even be worse than that. So he doesn't cube. Now it's got to be a pass. So I don't see any safe play apart from taking them off. What am I not seeing? So now it's got to be a cube. I mean, got to be a pass. And 6-3 is going to leave a 6-3 is not going to leave a shot. Sorry. Question is, if he rolls something like a 6-3, it doesn't cube now. Yeah, I would cube. There's strange things that happen in backgammon. So if you roll a number that's going to leave a shot next go, then it could possibly put it back into take territory. So, meaning that you should double. So I reckon, again, to say it a 4th time, that Wilcox has got about 7% match winning chances. Yeah. And this, could very easily be a cube. In fact, it probably is. Okay, so you can definitely just make the smooth play, which is coming out to the 18 with both and playing to the 7. That wasn't my instinct. My instinct play was to just first of all hit on the deuce point with 2. But then if you do that, I don't think you can afford to hit the second man with the other 2 6s, but I'm not sure that he would be cringing. When Wilcox sees the 3-2, he is going to have been sick to his stomach. Okay, so that is going to... I don't know how you play this either. So you hit and make the 5, but 8-6, 8-7 hit, 7-6, 6-5 twice, leaving just 4-5 and 3-6. I don't see what else. I mean, it can't be right not to hit. Cannot be right not to hit. But he's thinking about it. So what did that leave? 1 6 2 6 4 6 1 6 2 6 1 6 2 5 4 3 1 5 2 5 3 1 5 2 5 3 5 4 5. So he's behind, so he's obviously not there's no real, well, according to the principle of not running when you're behind, this shouldn't really make the 17. But, and I was about to say that there could be reasons why that rule is trumped. One is flexibility. I don't know what I would have done there. I didn't So he's not going to leave a shot here. Back in a sec. So Wilcox is thinking because he wants to make the ace point, I think. And he's wondering whether it's worth leaving a 3-shot to do so. But because Hideaki's got a position that might generate some shots next go. In which case he'd rather have the full 5-point board. Okay. Now we'll make the ace. It's obviously a great number because it relieves the pressure, even though Hideaki's not ahead, he's going to run from the 17. So still shots, that's 6-1, 6-2, 6-4 is oh no, 6-4 is not a shot, but it's one of the worst, the worst numbers, inferior numbers. So looking at this now, these two anchors here, all on their own, only there's like, well, there was propensity to leave a shot, but of course after a double 5, Wilcox isn't going to stay there. I gotta get another banana. So this is 2 points in the bag. No way that blue can win this. Not a chance. Not a chance. 3-2 is not good enough. Okay. $186 and 2.62. Pretty much as expected. Oh, he won the points. My commentary's not very good. Yeah, he went 22.9, so I was 3 off. I didn't see most of it, but like, what did we see? 8265, so he shouldn't have duped the 1. Yeah, I would have played down to the 9 with the 2-4. Ace 4, he should actually hit on the 2 point. Yeah, you don't want to come up. The double was pretty much break even. You're never going to be punished too much for doubling when you're that far behind. 6-1. Okay, that's not a big deal. We don't care about that. Oh yeah, okay, so detail. Yeah, you would lose 15 millipoints if you don't double there, so good double. What about the double here? This probably wasn't a double then. QB. This is a huge blunder to double, so really good semi-think. He had a semi-deep think and he came to the right conclusion. Then got 84% winning chances, so I figured out that Wilcox's take point's like 11%, let's say roughly. So if he's got 15, you can never double there. It can only lead to trouble. And here he's got 8.9. Yeah. So 11 is going to be pretty much right because the take is 127 on the wrong side. So. And then this double is break even again, which was boring, and then the double six. I would hit on the deuce, so let's see. Oh yeah, so 2 down. That's what he did. And Hideaki rolled like what, the second best, I guess. 5-4 is the best. 3-2 is the second best. Yeah, coming out. I think this is probably just a thing where he wants to. Maybe he feels that he's played well, and he kind of senses that staying back is the right thing. Making some sort of play and board here is better, but in order to simplify the position for himself and prevent him from getting into doo-doo later, he just makes a play that makes the checker plays easier down the line. So that's absolutely fine. Oh yeah, here, this is an interesting one. Just play 8-2 with the last two sixes. Oops. Yeah, and that was it. Oh, and so when I said it can't be won, he must have had, I don't know, 13%, let's see. 4-2, 6-4, 6-5. Yeah, like here, for example. Yeah, 13. Okay, so a bit of a tough one to lose, actually. Boxes was a massive swing, so after boxes, I think he's a favourite. Yeah, massive favourite. Okay, and that was it. That's pretty much it. That's all I got for you. Oh, unless silly old me. I mean, they didn't say they were going to play another. Wilcox just said nice. But we can have a little look. Let's have a look. I don't think they will be, because its 15-point match is... Oops. No. What a shame. Well, I think I'm going to leave it there. So, where does that put Hide on the list? 22. Okay, so I just played Moa, who I think is Johan. I don't know how to pronounce it. Moazed. Yeah, I mean Hideaki is way above all these Platzers, these Patzers. So this is a deflated rating. All right, that's it. That's all I got. Catch you next time.